while.
Hi there, YouTube. About this spirit level or carpenter's level book. I'm going through it. It's not going very fast because I'm reading up on that and I'm doing a little research on the internet. I'm sort of doing both things at the same time. So I'm going to be slow reading this book because I don't want to jump to any conclusions. But one thing it says in the foreword got me to think. In a country like Denmark, and for most people in most of the Western world, this is true. We don't really need more money. I mean, here in Denmark, for instance, a normal family, totally normal middle-class family, has 3 flat-screen TVs, has a computer for each individual in the house. There's plenty of food, plenty of clothes, plenty of all the basic needs, and on top of that there is shitloads of luxury. There is probably 1 or 2 printers for those computers in that house. There is probably kitchen utensils that cost a shitload of money just because it's fancy and smart to prepare the abundance of food. Most middle-class homes in the Western world can have almost anything they want when it comes to the material side of things. A car, flat-screen TVs, food, clothes, all kinds of things. It's only a question of a little time. So why aren't we happy? Why is there so much discontent? I mean, the basic needs of life is more or less covered. And it seems to me that even though we have all these things covered, people have depressions. People are eating happy pills. We are getting more and more mentally ill persons. There is a shitload of unhappiness going on. And I think that one of the things that sort of hits the nail on the head is that one of the basic needs we humans have that doesn't get met in a modern society is a good relationship with the people around us. That is one of the things we don't have. In most Western modern countries, you can move into a complex of apartments, and very often you can live there for years without ever seeing your neighbor. And if you see your neighbor, the most words you exchange are hello, good morning, good night. And it seems to me that this estrangement from each other, from other humans, is one of the things that are making us not very happy. And it seems to me also that one of the things that does this is this whole trap we are in, if you could call it that. The trap that says that we have to have a better car, a bigger car, we have to work our asses off, and we simply don't have the time for developing neighborly acquaintances or friendships, if you want to call it that. It seems to me that our societies doesn't really hang together. There's no glue, no social glue amongst us anymore. Egotism has been on the rise for many, many decades now. And it seems to me that we're already mostly are so prosperous, most of us in the Western world, that is, that what we need is not more money. What we need is not lesser taxes to be able to spend more money for ourselves, because, let's face it, we already have everything, more or less, when it comes to the material goods. Even me, who has had a pretty shitty economical life for quite some time, even I have managed to, without much exertion, to scrape together a flat screen TV with surround sound, I might add. I got 2 computers with flat screens. Both of them have external speakers, and we have a nice new printer. And both computers have external hard drives for backup. And both computers are, I might add, brand new inside. More or less state of the art. It is not the material things that concern me when I look at my life, because if I wanted to, I could go out and buy myself a new bed tomorrow. I'm waiting with that because I don't know how I want to have my apartment look. What a luxury problem that is. When my son moves out in 6, 8, 9 months or something. I still haven't decided how to decorate my place. What a luxury problem that is, don't you think? I mean, that is one of my problems. Come on. Isn't it time that some of this wealth were distributed to some of those who actually really need it? I mean, like people who don't have clean water in this world. The funny thing is that Denmark got to this point by the ways of equality, by equal access to education, by equal access to any social kinds of things like universal health care, like organizing ourselves in any way we wish and see fit. And those organizations very often are NGOs that are trying to make things better. But when it comes to the material things, I think we've gotten as far as we can. We don't really need more money. What we need is a happier life. What we need is a better life. And the things that we need doesn't cost anything, because it's a change inside ourselves that we need. A change away from being egotistical, money hoarding, material things hoarding creatures to social creatures. We are that by nature, from evolution. But we need to be that again, because we seem to have forgotten how to be that. And this is things that doesn't cost anything. This is a thing that won't cost you a dime, unless you're one of those idiots that need self-help books. Then I say good luck to you. It isn't money we need more of. And that is one of the reasons I think that all these free marketeers are idiots, because all they really want is more money. But if you ask them, they really don't know where to spend them, because what is it that they want to spend the more money on that they will have control over themselves? It is things like a private fire department, a private police department, private water sanitizing department, private sewage, private road building. But we already have that. We already have all those things. We don't need... Why do they really want more money? Is it really to use on things like that? On police that would help everybody? Yeah, right. I see their whole ideology as just that. It's an ideology. It is not based on facts. It is not based on science. And it's certainly not based on wanting to be social human beings, wanting to interact with other social human beings in a good way. It's all about greed, nothing else. And in many ways, greed brought us to where we are today, where everybody has more or less everything in the Western world. And I know there is a lot of poor people in the United States, but that's only a question of redistributing the wealth there, because there's plenty of it, trust me. And the same goes for Denmark and Sweden and Norway and France and Germany and all the other Western modern world countries. The wealth is there. It's just distributed in a stupid way. I mean, if you take 5% of everything I own and have and can own and have in my whole life and work for in my whole life when it comes to payment and everything, I wouldn't feel a difference. There wouldn't be a difference. Because I already have, and most people in the Western world already have, these material things in abundance. So it is a question of changing the way we think. Think about it. Peace, and don't panic.